Welcome everybody. This is the first episode of Bestie's Review. Me, Stefan Williamson, aka Step Got Jokes, and my best friend.
April Coleman. Hey guys.
All right. This is the Bestie Review, okay? All right. And this is just so happens to be the Married at First Sight edition. Right.
Season 12.
Season 12.
Mhm.
They're 5 episodes in. And if you guys are you want to brief people on it.
Well, Married at First Sight is 10 singles who are basically looking for their happy ending.
Right.
They're looking to be married for life, not just for the reality TV show, but actually a real life marriage, certificate signed,
Yeah.
just being married and enjoying that lifestyle together, eventually having children or not having children, just having a future together.
Right. Essentially, what it is a group of experts. It's a sex expert.
Hmm.
It's a pastor, and what's the lady? What's the other lady does?
I
She's
think
a
she's
psychologist.
a psychologist.
Psychologist, and they go through a series of screenings and tests, and, personality tests, and all this other stuff.
They go through a lot.
They go through a lot to figure out who is the perfect match for them.
Like there's a whole process to it.
Right.
They make sure that everybody that's signing up is actually something they really are
Right.
wanting to do.
And
You
right.
know?
And this is how serious it is. They do like hundreds of people, and they only find about four couples. This year was quite a bit. It's five couples,
Hmm.
which 10 people. Usually it's about three or four.
Right.
So this is probably one of the bigger years. And when you make things in mass production, what happens sometimes?
Sometimes things fall through cracks.
When you do mass production, the quality
It's not as good.
is not as good. It definitely decreases in quality. Anybody.
You want to make sure that you're making sure the process is real. You know?
Right.
Like if I'm doing Married at First Sight, I expect this guy or this guy to be everything I imagine.
Right.
And unfortunately, this season, it's been a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, to say the least, right?
Right.
Um. So now, given the show, who would
Hmm.
you say is your personal favorite? Or no, not even your favorite. Not your favorite. We're not gonna go to favorites. All right, get favorites. Who do you think is most likely to stay together?
Oh, that's kind of hard because there's so many.
It's quite a few good couples. This
Right.
one.
Like I feel like I like Brianna and Vincent
Mm-hmm.
because they have a quick vibe and they really like fill each other out. But I don't know if Vincent is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't know if financially he'll be able to sustain the marriage.
Close to the mic.
Okay. I don't know if Vincent will be able to financially be able to provide for Brianna because she seems like she has her stuff together.
She is high maintenance in the tallest order. You understand me? And yes, he does seem like a small business starter, a guy who wants to do his own thing. But that doing my own thing comes with its bumps in the roads,
Right.
right?
You won't always be financially able to handle your business.
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes you go through your highs and your lows. And right now I think he's still beginning.
It seems like, yeah, it does seem like
He's
he's
still
still beginning.
beginning.
Like
Hmm.
we don't even really know what he do. He be like, yeah, I sell
Right.
cars. I'm a third party car. Like, hold on, you the middleman car salesman?
Like there's
Like,
no
bro,
clear definition of what he's actually doing,
we don't
unfortunately.
know. We don't know.
Now, you know who I don't see making it too far? That's Eric and Virginia.
Hold on. Slow it down. Slow it down.
I'm
Let's say
ready.
this couple, right? Now, now, what are some things that you would think would keep not Virginia, what's the girl
Brianna
name?
and Vincent.
I'm sorry. Wrong couple. Brianna, what would keep them together? What do you see keeping them together?
I feel like they're a good balance for each other. So I think as long as he's able to match her financial or do better, I feel like they'll be okay. Like they have a good vibe. Their personalities align pretty well. Overall, I feel like it's a good situation for
it,
both of them.
it's like
Yeah.
she's that type of woman where when you get with her, you got to be correct.
Right. You got to
Right.
come with all your stuff to line. You got to have everything together. Like
Right.
she seems like
So
she's a no nonsense.
even if he, yeah, she said that. She
No
actually said that.
nonsense. Like she's a boss. Her family described her as a boss over and over again.
Yes.
So, yes.
So yeah, he got to come correct, and he got to be on his p's and q's
Right.
because she's on hers.
All day long, Brown is making sure she takes care of her business.
You know, and I feel some type of way, honestly. You know, can I address the elephant in the room?
Address it. Address it. Because it's
They
big.
it take they're in Atlanta.
Right.
You got five couples.
Mm-hmm.
You got one black couple.
Right.
Is that not weird? You got two biracial couples, one black couple. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's not that diverse in Atlanta. Like,
I
can I
feel like we
be the
should
buck
probably
with you?
have at least two, or three.
You got one and a half. You got
Mm-hmm.
one and two halves. So I guess that is two. I
Yeah,
think that's
because
what they're thinking because we got two black, two two biracial
yeah,
couples.
you got Eric and no. That is Claire and Ryan. And then you have Brianna. Well, I guess Brianna, well, I think it's three almost. Because you got I think Ryan is half, like he's half and half. So
Ryan mom is black for sure.
right. Mhm.
What his daddy is beyond me.
Mhm.
You
I don't
understand?
know.
I don't know.
Mhm.
He has the Mohawk pullover. So you don't know what that brother doing. All right.
Right.
Or if he's a brother.
Who knows
I
at
don't
this
know.
point?
He might be adopted. Ooh, he could be
He
adopted.
could be
That's
adopted.
real spicy.
Right.
Because he don't look nothing like his brother.
He doesn't. Because when you looked at at the wedding,
Yeah.
some things were just
And his brother was a real brother.
right.
His brother, you ain't got to look twice guess his nationality. You like, yeah, I know you. um, but yeah, but that was my only gripe. I this is you said this your most worrisome couple, or you most likely to stay together?
I don't see. I
Not
think I like Brianna and Vincent, but I don't know if they're going to be able to make it to the end. Unfortunately.
yeah. I feel like they are getting along really well right now.
Right.
They're comfortable with each other.
I mean,
They're
they've
fun with each other.
already, went the distance.
Personalities is not a problem.
Right. They consummated the marriage too as well.
Right. Yeah, they said that.
Yeah.
But she just seems like money's a real thing.
I feel like because she's built her career up to be so to a certain level, she
Mhm.
expects for it to be great.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then when she goes to work on that
Mhm.
first day,
Mhm.
and Buddy's still sitting in the
Say,
living room.
like, so what you gonna do with your life? Do you have a job? Type.
Or no.
Oh no. Yeah. So I feel like it's one of them situations where you have to really like, is this who I can depend on to have a financially sound future? You know? So
And I think the answer is overwhelmingly
nah.
nah. Oh man, and this is I gotta change the privacy setting on it. This is just viewable from you.
Oh yeah, we got a
That is
problem
wow.
there.
Why is that keep happening?
But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this season outside of, the big problem.
All right, I'm gonna step away for a second. You want to address the next couple? Who's the couple would you like to address next?
I guess we can address Haley and Jacob. Haley and Jacob, I feel like overall, he's a good person and she's a nice young lady, but I don't really think that she has much personality. It's very dry. Jacobs is older than she is. And you can pretty much tell from like looking at it. He just does not seem like they would be a match. But I think the end, like kind of like in the long run, they might work out. Surprisingly, yeah.
Now, what's funny is I find this to be the exact opposite, right?
What you think?
Where he's quirky, awkward at first, right?
Right,
But the more you get to know him, the less quirky or less weird it gets, and you be
right.
like, okay, I kind of get him,
Well,
right?
because I like him though,
But
in a weird sense.
I do, and I think like he's starting to wear down on her. Now, the eating the onion thing though.
That I didn't. Okay, first of all, you're on a date.
Come on.
Why are you eating an onion on a date? Who wants to
Birthday
kiss
baby.
you? And he was like, what if I try to kiss you afterwards? It's like, sir.
Like, yeah, this your first time? It's been that long, brother.
Like, you know, you can't do stuff like
Come
that.
on,
Come on,
come on.
tighten up.
And,
You know,
it's not like, oh, this somebody like y'all married, okay, right?
right? We're together.
But
Like, they're together. You know what I mean?
but she just met you, family. She don't know you.
Like, I just met you. This
This
is
is
crazy.
crazy. yo, yo, Mr. Retro Weirdo is
Well, his fanny packs were a bomb, though. He had fanny packs with like the graphic t-shirts to go with it, y'all.
listen, the little listen, it was one line that she said, she was talking about him. She was like, he really loves a graphic tee.
Because he really does like a graphic tee, guys. Like, that's his thing. Like, if you look at his suitcase when they were going through what they're gonna wear when they get to Vegas,
Mhm.
their honeymoon, he definitely had the graphic tees with the fanny packs to match. I'm like,
Yeah,
are you cool but
definitely.
not cool? You know?
Hey, it was one of my more favorite things going on, honestly.
Yeah.
But like the last was it Brianna? We talked about Brianna
Brianna
and
and
Vincent.
Vincent.
Okay, unlike them,
Hmm.
I think they'll get better when they
With
get
time.
home
Yeah, like with time, I
in
feel
a
like he'll
real
be more
home setting.
comfortable.
One, because his house is nice,
Hmm.
good provider,
Hmm.
uh,
I
always
agree.
there, can fix things around the house. Like
Right.
he built that house on himself. That's why he's so
He's
proud of it.
he's very smart too. Like he's very intellectual, and I think that might be something that's
That
attractive
comes
to
out,
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
that comes out later on
Hmm.
when you realize, okay, when I kind of stop goofing around, and you can see that he's a real man.
And I feel like he's gonna be the guy that she needs. You know.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. I think that's better. I think that's a sneaky good
it's
couple.
one of that you wouldn't expect. You know,
But
off top.
listen, listen. I'm still not over that raw onion thing, right? Because
I
if
didn't
he
like
don't step it
it.
up, he can lose her. If
It's
you keep doing
disgusting.
stuff like that, you're not gonna keep her.
And then you're at a romantic restaurant. You're supposed to be
Come
having
on,
like
man.
it's on your
Done set the
honeymoon.
scene.
Hmm.
Got came in with the glasses. Had a
Right.
good time.
I'm like, sir.
No, actually, that was the second part. That was the second part. I was
Yeah,
later
but
on.
they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
at
yeah.
a romantic restaurant. It's your
Listen, that
honeymoon.
was a
It's the tone should be romantic, not you eating raw
bro.
onions.
Don't eat.
Like, come on,
Matter
dude.
of fact, you eating a salad, avoid the onion. All
That's
right.
not cute. I don't want to kiss you after you ate raw onions. Ew. So everybody's
But
different though.
right. So who do we have slated next?
You got Virginia
You,
and
you gonna go with Virginia?
Eric.
Okay, all right.
I like these two, but not together.
Mm,
Virginia is younger. She's 26 years old.
right.
She is really not ready to settle
And
down.
he keeps saying in my older age. I think he's like 36.
He's not,
It's
I
like he's
mean,
not that old.
he's not that old. Like, I feel like he's like trying to make things,
But she's okay. Can I say this? I wrote this down when I said
yeah,
Eric is so polite, but he's
right.
realizing his wife is a lush.
Yes. All she
She
wants to do is drink and
drink, drink,
party.
drink, 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 drink.
Like, even at their honeymoon, I feel like it's inappropriate at your honeymoon to get too drunk.
And then he talking about something. Hey, listen, you can't have no man friends. Da da da.
Controlling a little bit.
A little bit, but I get his insecurities. Like he
Yeah.
just met you, and he probably got backdoored before.
Well, it just seems like that's the type of girl she is, though. Unfortunately, she looks like
That
she wants to party all night long, turn up, and she's not interested in like being married for real. You know what I mean? I think she likes the idea of marriage,
right.
but I don't know if she's prepared to be married. You know, so
Here,
I'm not sure
now,
about those two.
okay. Now here's what's interesting, right? She okay, because she is not the intellectual type
At all,
that you would want to be friends with. You know what I'm saying?
right?
She's not the friend you call and be like, hey, I need your advice, or
At
can
all.
we? So if any man has this relationship with her,
Hmm.
it is not platonic.
I feel like at the end of the day, she was like, I got male friends. Nobody wants to date somebody with a whole bunch of male friends. Like, it's one thing, like me and you are friends.
Right.
It's one thing if you got like one or two friends, but she was like, I got a lot of male friends. Ain't nobody want to date. Nobody want
A
to be married
lot.
to. Like, she's like, I got a lot of male friends, but it's not like that. When you gotta say it's not like that, it's usually like that. Like, come on, sis. Stop playing with us. It's not like that. I'm not that type of girl. But and then she was kind of trying to like be defensive. I'm like, how are you going to be defensive? This your husband. Shouldn't he meet your male friends? It's gonna happen eventually, hopefully.
That's the thing, right?
Right.
You was like, look, I want you to meet my friends. You know, if you come at it from a stance of if you want to be my lover,
You
you
gotta
gotta get.
get with my friends.
Then I think it'll be a better situation. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Where everyone's a friend, and but
Yeah.
if it's the
Because at the
smart,
end of the day, if I'm dating and you're my friend, then that means my husband will know you too. You know what I mean? We
right?
will all be friends together. So it seemed kind of shady to me.
Yeah, she is
Shady.
a drunken slore.
You saw her at the wedding, like at the after the wedding
Mhm.
at the reception. She just kept getting drink after drink, and his parents are very conservative, and they were
Listen,
looking at her like,
listen. I don't like her pigment. And I'm not saying that because she's a white woman. I'm saying that because her pigment underneath the makeup, you can see her arms
yeah.
is polka dotty. I
Mm.
don't like it.
Why you don't like it? Now that's not nice.
I
I
don't like
can't.
it.
I cannot agree with him on that. Is that nice? but
It's nothing against her. It's just me personally.
but what I'm saying is, I really have watched this show for years and years and years.
I do think she's the type to cheat on him.
She looks like she cheats. She likes to turn up. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, why when you're
Then she look.
married,
And listen, she look like she do coke. She gives me coke vibes,
why she
respectfully.
well, she likes to turn up, but I don't know about
She always kind of got like those
coke
eyes and kind of
vibes.
dingy. She gives me coke vibes. If I'm wrong, my apologies, and I don't
Forgive
mean to
him,
taint,
Jesus.
taint your reputation or dirty your name. But there are some parallels of her eyes and
Mm.
her behavior
Well,
that I have seen with people who have met coke. Now, if you just like that, that's just you, and I
but I
apologize.
just feel like she just likes to have. She likes to party a little too hard, you know. Like
My girl
even,
wants to party all the time. Why are
but
these songs
listen,
coming up?
but listen. When they went to the restaurant on their honeymoon,
Uh-huh.
it just seems like she just was like, "Where's the drinks at?" It's like she has to always have a drink in hand, so she might be an alcoholic, low key. Who knows?
Najaya Shelton says, "Hey, April,
Hey, Natalia.
we lit." So
But I just feel like at the end of the day, I really love this show. I've been watching it for years. But what I don't like is when somebody I watch the show because I'm like, I'm a hopeless romantic, unfortunately, even in 2021. But I just feel like if you're coming on a show to really be married and you don't have good intentions, that does not sit well with me.
mm,
Because
and
the experts go out their way to make sure that they're having people that are really invested.
right,
You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to say you're married, but they're actually getting real. You tired?
no,
to
no,
get
no,
to get real live certificates. Like this is a real marriage that
right,
they're getting
no.
into.
This is a real marriage.
Like
You gotta go through a real divorce proceeding.
it's like real life. So I feel like if you're gonna do it and you're gonna invest your time, make sure you want to marry somebody.
Right,
Don't waste somebody's time.
right, and that's I'm with you 100% on that. And that brings us to
That guy. That guy of the season. He's not a good guy.
Chris and Paige.
Poor Paige. Poor, poor Paige. I love Paige.
Okay,
Very disappointed.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Do your thing,
Okay, so Chris, guys, Chris is not a good person.
right?
It's facts at this point. Episode 1, Chris is telling you how he loves God, how he's a God fearing
But
man.
hey, I called bullshit from the go.
Right, look, call
I
bullshit from the go
called bullshit.
because clearly Chris don't know what he want to do with his little life, but don't use God. Like I feel like that's just he's toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Like his level of toxic is like up here. It's like Chris, if you didn't want to be in a situation, why you come? I hear ruining people's futures. Come on now. Okay, guys, let's get down to the bottom of Chris.
Can we start from the top?
Stop from the top.
All right. First off, when they said, "What are you looking for in a woman?" He was like, "I'm looking for a woman that's sexy, uh a freak and
Mhm.
good in bed.
That's what he
Nigga,
like.
what? A freak and good in bed? Them the
Right.
same thing.
That's the only thing that you're focused on, sir. Bump her good qualities, bump her having a career, bump her being a strong black
I knew
career
from
goal based
and then he and
individual.
then he and then in the same token talking about he a God fearing man.
I'm
Right?
like, sir, hmm,
Trash.
hmm,
Right? And then okay, then we go to the wedding,
right.
right?
Okay.
From the word go, it was
It was weird.
objectified page. Everyone from his father,
His father was a
himself,
creeper.
him, his father, his friends,
Right.
all sat there and did it.
Well, first of all, let's get into the father. As a father in law, it's not okay to be a creeper. Chris Daddy said some of the most inappropriate things about Paige. That's Paige
Oh
right
my
there, y'all.
god.
Like, it's disgusting, you know? Like, he was like talking about her body and how he was like,
I'm
oh, she's
I'm very
beautiful.
I'm very pleased as a father-in-law.
I'm
You
very pleased.
you the type of woman I like as a
I
daughter-in-law.
like, I was like,
What?
sir, this is your daughter-in-law. This your son woman.
Bro, he sat down. This man, you ain't asked this woman about what she worked.
Not
You
at
don't know
all.
what she do for a living. You don't
No,
know. You don't know what she graduated. You don't
he
know her
didn't
middle name.
care.
You don't know her middle name.
He was like, oh, she
You don't know
got a
about
nice
her upbringing.
body.
You. I guess you assume they saved because they was under a pastor,
Right.
but or because I'm just like, dude, you went straight to sex. You
He
know,
did not care about anything
my
but
son is a simple man, and
all he cares about is being pleased in the bedroom. The
I'm
bedroom.
like, what?
This your daughter-in-law. You think that's okay? People are wow.
I wouldn't talk
Like,
to nobody like that.
I feel like it was very uncomfortable.
I would
She was just
never
like
talk to
this.
anybody that kind of
Okay.
way.
Okay. Okay. I don't think she know what to say. Yeah.
Listen,
Mm.
now, now that we got this, welcome to the smoke report. The chef got jokes. I'm ready to give this gentleman all the smoke that he deserves.
He deserves all of it.
All right,
Let's go.
all right. First of all, why is he so trash?
He is trash from like
Why?
the beginning to the end so
Then
far.
this okay. This is just the latest episode, right?
Hmm.
Ask her after you done had sex with her. You you not. I don't find you attractive, huh? Or are you feeling guilt about something that you already know?
Well, I feel like after the wedding, they got married. But even before, like, okay, right after they're married, he said, "You're beautiful."
Right.
Why tell that girl she beautiful if you felt like she was not your type?
Listen. This is what I don't appreciate, and this is why he's on the smoke report, right,
Right.
sir? On your wife's wedding day,
Hmm.
you asked her, was she a tomboy?
Right.
What about a wedding dress makes you think she was a tomboy?
This girl got a face full of makeup. She's very girly girl. I mean, from the beginning of the
No,
actual
no, no, no.
season,
There's nothing. There's nothing tomboyish about
at all. Like from the beginning of the season, this young lady has showed that she is very into makeup. She's very into fashion. She is like a girl. Like for you to call her a tomboy, I feel like there was some
it. No,
colorism that was involved.
he took the words out of my mouth. It was very
Colorism.
colorism. He was looking for a light skinned lover.
Well, that was his definition of a trophy wife. Like,
Right.
so a trophy wife can't be dark skinned.
Like no,
Hmm.
like these qualities of a trophy wife of a beautiful woman
Right.
can't be you because you're dark skinned.
Right. I was
That's
like,
what it felt like, and that's why
mm,
you get in the smoke,
all of
Christopher.
it, sir.
And sir, and sir, okay, because you're such trash person,
Right.
I have to bring up your dirt, sir.
All of
And
it.
I don't like doing this. Yes, I do.
I'm okay
Yes, I
with
do.
doing it
I
because
like
he's
doing
not a
this. I
good
like this.
person. He lied from jump. Like this man has
Married at first sight exclusive. Chris evicted. Mm-hmm. That's right.
during
Karma.
a honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Looks like they took out the trash.
All the way.
Come on now. You hear me? All right, sir. You are garbage. And apparently you've been running your business as such. Okay, okay.
They say
Like
he don't
still.
even show up to work. How you own a business and you don't even show up to check on it,
People
sir?
think it's just gonna run itself.
Well, I
People
mean,
really
at
think
the
it's
end
gonna
of the
run itself.
day, clearly he thought everything was supposed to like just flow, but it's like from the get go at the reception of the wedding, the first thing that he wants to talk about is his ex. You're
Hey, well,
comparing
listen,
your
listen.
new wife.
I'm finna say this.
What's up?
Married at First Sight's Chris Williams was hit with an eviction earlier today.
Hmm.
Was we as we've confirmed,
Hmm.
local sheriff deputies dumped everything not attached to the walls out.
All of it gone.
That means everything but the goddamn kitchen sink was
He
thrown out
literally he was thrown out during his honeymoon, which is real
in
sad.
front of the building this morning where he set up his Subway franchise. Sir, you know, in the words of Malcolm X, the chickens are coming home to roost. That's
It's
what that is to
sad
me.
because at the end of the day, you really don't mean yourself any good, and you don't mean anybody else any good as well.
No, it
Because
doesn't.
he came in saying that he was doing this all because of his love for God and how he wanted to have a future with somebody. But even at the bachelor party, you coming there with a blow up doll. You're like, oh, I don't want to disrespect my wife, so I got this blow up doll. But we find out in episode what was it, episode 5? You got a whole baby
Mm.
by your ex fiance.
She said it's your child,
And it really messed
and
me
it
up.
really messed me up.
Because you out here, and you know what? Also, he had so many red flags. I do not know how he made it past the experts.
I feel like the experts weren't doing the. I think this might have been one of those 4 TV decisions
Right.
because you don't get to be this trash without.
You can't be. Like, Armani and Woody, they said, I'm going to quote them. Unfortunately, we think that he just told the experts everything they wanted to hear.
Mm.
So, of course, I feel like the experts probably did their jobs, but due to the fact that he was a lying trash behind dude, he
Mm.
was able to slide through. Because even at the reception, your whole thing at the reception was to tell the bridesmaids, which are Paige's friends, how much you were not attracted to her. But then you proceeded on the wedding night to consummate your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And then you told her right after you got married how beautiful she was.
Then went down for breakfast
Mm.
and then come back
Like you disappeared.
for 4 hours.
Like, sir, clearly you claim that you love God and that you want to be married at first sight,
Mm-hmm.
but you have ulterior
Yeah,
motives.
he want to get famous. He want
You
to
want to
get
get famous.
he want to get Instagram famous, get a little clout.
And you was engaged before you got married. How you be how do you become engaged and then decide to get married?
Yeah. We was engaged. Yeah, that was 5 months ago. We broke up.
And now I'm
But
ready
now
to get
she
married.
now she's 6 weeks pregnant. Hold on,
Six
Playboy.
weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Y'all know something wrong with that. Clearly, sir,
Nigga, you been hitting it. And you kept hitting it. You probably didn't stop until you went on this
just
little
living your
trip.
best life. Just living your best life.
You did not stop until y'all went on this trip.
But here's the thing. You decide to purposely mess up this lady's life.
Yes.
Poor Paige. Paige is an accountant and she's also a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
Paige is one heck of a woman.
Yeah.
She carries herself like such. She took this vow for marriage very seriously. And unfortunately, Chris did not.
No, not at all.
He started off the
He
season,
took it as a joke because he's a joke.
right. He started off the season 1. I mean, season 12, episode 1. He started off talking to his pastor,
Mm-hmm.
basically explaining to him how he was ready for marriage.
But listen, that conversation with the pastor, it was like I don't think it resonated with him because
Right.
he had the conversation with the pastor
Hmm.
as if it was just a homeboy.
Like, this my boy, and I'm just letting him know I'm
Right.
ready. Yeah.
Right.
But clearly, you just was engaged. Why put a person that you don't know in a situation like this?
Does he seem like the person to care about what he's doing to other people? Now, this is how he acts in a relationship. Imagine how he acts
Sad.
with people he have authority over at his job
It's sad.
that he was working with. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a reason he went under.
Like, his business went under. And it's like, when you do wrong to people, karma is a, lost your little business. you're a financial manager, but you clearly can't manage your finances.
Mhm.
I mean, on paper, him and Paige seem like they were a good match because she's a
He
on
loves saying that,
paper.
don't it? He loves saying that on
On
paper.
paper, we are just such a good match.
On
On
paper, you're a great
paper.
businessman and a great provider.
Right.
On paper.
But you know what? Chris is trash. Chris doesn't mean anybody any good. He's narcissistic.
You're
He's just
absolutely,
not a
absolutely.
good person.
And here's my thing, right? Remember when they sat down
Mhm.
and was talking about when he told everybody he's having a baby,
Right.
and everybody was very supportive, like, "Hey, we
They
got your
weren't
back,"
supportive of him.
No, that's that. And he was like, "Oh, well, everybody support Paige, who you don't care about
Well, who
me.
is
I
should
gotta do it on my own." You know what I'm
right.
saying? But, bro, well,
But
yeah,
why would they support you, sir?
bro, you ain't the one that found out your
This woman
your
just
significant
got
other.
married. She just decided that she was
Literally
gonna give
just
her
found
life
out her spouse is having a baby with
a whole
another
baby
woman,
with a whole number.
and you acting like what? And then he decides
Woe
I'm
is
going to
him.
play the victim,
Woe is me. Woe is me.
bro, sir. And that's
Woe is
another.
me is Chris.
Also, why you gonna smoke report? Nigga.
Well, I just feel like at the end of the day, you should want to, if like he's saying, you're my wife, you're first. It's like Chris knows everything to say. You know, it's like he knows the right words
He
to
is
say.
so
But
trash.
if you're not invested, please move on.
Yeah, because
Don't waste his girl
in the
time.
preview, you
Hmm.
could see him telling her, "Oh yeah," she asked you, "So what you gonna get back with your
Right.
ex-wife?" Like, yeah, I thought about it.
So it's like at the end of the day, once the big cat is out the bag, where Paige knows that he was intimate with his ex fiance, and I use that word very loosely.
Hmm.
Um, that they have a child together. She's been pregnant for 6 weeks, but he didn't know, unfortunately, or
Not knowing that.
But I really feel like he knew before the 6 weeks. I mean, I feel like he just knew prior to. I think he knew since his whole season started. The fact that he got married, he didn't tell the young lady. The young lady that he does have pregnant is named Mercedes Maverick. That is her
Why
name.
is she like this?
Hey
Why
Mercedes,
is she
if you're
like
out
this,
there.
y'all?
So Mercedes, you know the truth. Let us know. Okay, if you're out there somewhere, you want to let us know. I feel like Mercedes Ben knew that she was pregnant, and
And
Chris did too.
I don't know how long him and Mercedes were together, right?
Right.
But she probably seen the same trash qualities in this gentleman.
Well, yeah, from what he said, from what I took from every interview I watched, with him previously, that this is who he is. He gets in relationships, he cheats on them, he pretends to put on a facade like he's a good guy, but he's not. Chris is trash.
Oh, okay. I know the type. I know the type, Bessie.
I
I
do
know the type.
too.
Okay.
So it's like at this point, I feel like Chris should just allow Paige to cut ties and move forward. But you know what the worst part of the whole situation is that in their honeymoon, I guess their date and on their honeymoon, he goes, "Well, what do you want to do, or how do you feel?" Well, how do you think she should feel, Chris?
All right, Chris ain't about shit.
Chris wants Paige to break up the whole
Yes,
relationship
yes,
because he doesn't want to take accountability for the kind of guy that he
yes,
is.
yes. He wants her to be like, oh, yeah, yeah.
He was like, "Well, I know
You
it's a
know
lot
what?
for you to take on."
And this might be just what they call it, conspiracy theory.
Right.
It might not even be no pregnancy.
It might not be, honestly.
It might.
I just feel like at the end of the day, I don't feel like Chris wants to be married to Paige. And you know what's sad? On their honeymoon, because Paige and Chris, of course, married at first sight.
Right.
Their honeymoon, they consummated their marriage
Hmm.
multiple times. That means that they did the do multiple times. And now you decide that you tell her the next morning afterwards that you're not interested, that you're not attracted to her, that you don't find her to be pretty. She's not your type. But she was your type last night. That's not okay.
And he'll probably hitting it raw.
Right. Because he was like, well, and then once she found out, he said, well, I do want to have kids with you too. Episode 5.
Listen, this question. What about being a stepmom? You ever thought about that? How you? Oh, he just know how to be a douchebag.
Like, you're asking me on my honeymoon, how's it feel to be a stepmom?
Stepmom, bruh.
Listen, sir, I just met you. This
This
is
is
crazy.
crazy.
I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Like, if the stars align and I knew that from Jump Street, and I knew that's what I was getting myself into. That's different. But you got me here under false pretenses. You married me, and you got a whole baby
But
out
I
here.
think it's the reason she didn't leave too. She like, shit, we just started this. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on the show. I can still leave
Well, I
at the
don't
eight
think it's
weeks.
that. I think she really believes that God got her here for a reason. You think so? You don't think so? Well, she said what Paige says, guys. Once she found out that he has a baby on the way, is that maybe we can work this out. Maybe God has a bigger plan for me. But I feel like Paige let that
Being a little naive.
let him go. He got to go. I'm
Let
sorry.
him go.
Let him
Let him
go.
go.
If you want to be a hoe, let him go. I'm sorry. Everybody's
These
different.
songs keep coming up, so
But
it's just perfectly
I just feel like at the end of the day, you want to be with somebody that wants to be with you. And I feel
right.
like Chris does not
Listen,
have good intentions.
and that feeling of wanting somebody and then wanting you back is a
Right.
beautiful
It's a
feeling.
good feeling. You don't want to have a person that's partially in with you. Like when you look at all the couples, like I can run through all of them. On episode 5, all the couples get
We still got
together.
another couple to get to.
And we do have
We
another
ain't
couple
covered
to get to. We talked about everybody else, but we didn't talk about
Ryan and Claire, but continue
we
to
talked
keep
about them a
saying.
little bit. The
But
people that we really didn't talk about too much. Well, we I guess we didn't go into full detail about Ryan and Claire. Claire, I feel like she likes
hold on.
Ryan. Oh, we're not getting into them yet. Okay.
Break down. But you were saying, oh, you saying, you're just saying something.
I just feel like at the end of the day, Chris knows that this is not for him. He's trying to get clout. He wants to get famous. He does not have pure good intentions. So overall, bye, Chris. Let this girl, this woman, move on with her life. Sorry. I mean, she's career oriented. She knows what she wants in life, and I think his baggage is always too. Like she said, it's a bit much,
And
Chris,
I don't feel like the men are checking him.
as they should.
Right.
Now, I will give credit to Eric and see, on the episode 5,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "We're here for you if you need us." But I feel like Chris got upset because he was like, "I'm good. Don't worry about my business." But when you're doing something that big, it's all of our business. We're all in this process together. So it's their job to have Pages back as a whole. Just saying.
All right. Now, that being over, we spent a lot of time on trash ass Chris. And I like Paige. And listen, Paige is dragging a wagon. You understand me?
Right.
She is sticking in frozen grits. You understand?
Paige is beautiful. She's smart.
Yes.
She has her stuff together.
Paige is
Paige don't
dope.
got to deal with this trash.
Listen, out of the women that were selected on here,
Right.
Paige is top quality.
She's good
You know
quality,
what I'm saying?
guys. I feel like overall, Paige, she's beautiful. She's smart. She seems like she has her stuff together.
Yes, and the only woman who I felt like was questionable as far as the quality
Mhm.
was Virginia. And I mean that respectfully, and I think she got a drinking problem.
Well, I think Virginia just likes to turn up. She's younger
I think
and
she
she
has a
just
drinking problem. Drinking problems are established early.
right.
I remember when I was 28 years old, and I was dating a woman who was a clear drunk.
Yeah, that's not cute. I mean, it's okay to have a social drink, but
I don't even think
to,
I was 28. I might have been younger than
but
that.
I mean, for you to constantly feel like you have to have a drink just to hang out, that means you have a problem. It's
Right,
sad. You know.
right.
So,
And he's like, oh, well, I don't really need a drink.
well, I thought he feels uncomfortable about it after a while too, because it
So
seems like when they were talking, he was like, "You need a drink." Sure.
then he was like, fuck it, let's just drink.
All right.
Then
So he
just
was like, "If that's what you want to do, I'm gonna do it to happy you, but to make you happy." But how long can he do that for?
nah, especially because I don't drink every day. And
But he's a pilot.
he doesn't seem like the type to drink every day.
Well, he's a pilot. Like he has to be on a clear mind when he's doing his job.
Nah. In all honesty,
Yeah.
it be pilots on coke. We know this.
I hope I don't get on one of those flights, Lord.
You know how no, you know how hard it is. Like if you're doing, you know how many mistakes you have to make to crash the plane.
I pray that I never be on the plane that crash, y'all, because
It,
I
it's not a
decided to
it's
do
not a
drugs.
mistake. It's not two mistakes. It's not three mistakes. You gotta
Yeah,
have like a sequence
of mistakes.
of mistakes to really crash a plane.
Right. So I guess
That's why it's so rare.
overall, I like the fact that they're trying, but I don't know if it's gonna last because I feel like he is older and his priorities are different than hers overall. she's ready to turn up and he's ready to settle down and have a family and build something. And she's kind of nervous about the fact that he's a pilot, so his
Mhm.
schedule makes her a little weary of the future. So I don't know.
And she, like I said, he ain't gonna be around. I feel like she the type to cheat, but
Right.
we've been there already. Now, going to the last couple, and that's should bring us to the conclusion. We got Ryan and Carla,
Clara.
Clara. Sorry,
Yeah. I could be wrong.
I think it is Clara.
Sorry, Clara, if that's not your
I'm pretty
name.
sure that's her name. That's her name.
I feel like he really likes her. I feel like he's gonna go all the way in,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if she's invested. Like
Mm-hmm.
every answer she gives him is like, "We'll see, not sure," and she really doesn't want to do much. She was like, "I don't really want to cook. I'm
That
not
bothered
really
me.
into cleaning. That's not my thing." And I'm
Listen,
like,
listen. I don't care how clean I am. You don't
"Right,
want no nasty woman.
at all."
Nobody don't want no nasty woman.
And I mean, I'm with the traditional roles to a certain extent, but I feel like at the end of the day, you have to want to do something.
And then it's some men who clean up, right? And
Right,
it's like they do majority cleaning up,
right.
but you can't be nasty and I'm cleaning up
She
behind you.
don't want to do
But
nothing.
it's that's the way she's saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't wash the dishes.
And I don't
I
like to clean,
don't. I don't wash my laundry.
but I like you and you like me, so we can make
Hold
it
on.
work.
You just went on the trip. You just went on the trip with dirty dishes in your sink.
And here's another thing. She was like, "Well, I know I'm gonna move in with you." So does she really have her own stuff?
Ooh, I had part, Pinky.
She was like, "Well, I'm for sure gonna move in with you." He was like, "Well, closet
Mm,
space might be an issue,"
right.
and it's kind of like she'll go with the flow because maybe she don't have nothing to offer.
Ooh, poor people problems.
She might have poor people problems.
Mm.
I don't know, guys. I really suggest that if you're not watching Married at First Sight, you should because it's very entertaining. I enjoy it. This has probably been one of the worst seasons though that I watched so far. There have been people from the past that I don't really trust, like Matt from season what season was Matt on? Matt was from season 9, and there was another guy named Michael from season 10.
Hold on. Matt was the
The
European black basketball
the
player.
basketball player.
We never seen him. We never seen him overseas. We never
We
seen
can't
no
confirm or
trophies.
deny whether
We
Matt
never
was
seen no
actually a
jerseys.
basketball
We
player.
never seen no jerseys. We don't even know if that house he was living in was his.
It's like, unfortunately, I feel like the experts do the best they can to dig deep, but there are some things that slip through the crack. And throughout the years, there have been like two
I
or
think they.
three.
I don't think shit slipped through the crack. I think they just be ignoring red flags because they be like, you know what,
This
maybe.
might be good TV
Mhm.
at the expense of the young lady or young man that wants to have a future with these people.
Who has been who would you say has been the trash woman of this of these shows?
Uh, I don't know if you remember
Last
the.
season,
I don't know if you remember the lady with the red hair. I can't think of her name off top.
what season?
Was it last season?
It was okay. You know the in when they were in New Orleans,
Hmm.
the girl who was lying about having a house and what she did for a
I didn't
living,
like her.
all that other
I didn't
stuff,
like her.
all the fake crying
Just
and
going through all the drama for no reason.
right,
And I feel like as a woman, if this is something that you're really invested in, don't waste people's time.
right, right.
I don't know. But I really don't like Chris. That's the beginning of the end of season 12 for me. I want to see what happens. I want to see what goes like what's the next step. I want to see if Paige is going to deal with this trash behind dude because if she is, know your worth, queen. Know your worth.
For real, dog.
Sometimes you gotta know your worth. Like if it's not working out and it's not it, know your worth. Like move on and love you. You know, because I feel like she's saying this is from God because that's what she feels like. But in the day, sometimes God takes you through trials and tribulations for you to get to something better. Chris is not it.
Definitely listen. Chris ain't your boy. It's not
He's
the
not.
guy. He's not the guy for you.
Chris does not have any good intentions, any goodwill. Chris is about Chris. Chris got his 5 minutes or 5 seconds of fame. His business is foreclosed on, or I'm sorry, he's evicted. And being a financial manager, it doesn't look good. Just saying.
All right. Well, that will be the conclusion
Bye, guys.
of this episode. I am your host, Step Got Jokes. And this is my bestie,
Hey guys.
April Coleman. And this has been Bestie's Review,
Bestie's review.
Married at First Sight edition.
Married at first sight.
I don't know what we got going on next. I love to tell you, but I don't know. We wild. We out here.
Just out here.